Predicting the FPL template can often be key to your success, and with the fixtures out and predicted pricing, although FPL isn't actually live yet, we can have a good stab at this season's template. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and you're enjoying your summer break. We are counting down the days for FPL to go live, and when it does, of course, we'll be creating our drafts. But as I mentioned, the fixtures are out and we got a pretty good stab at predicted prices. I reckon there's already a very strong template in place. Now, look, many managers will want to back against the template. Some will go 50-50 and others will want to go pretty template early on. So look, without further ado, we got to start predicting this template. I'm going to give you a 15-man squad and I'm going to come back to this really late on, just before game week 1, and see how many of these players I got right. If you're enjoying the show, hit that like button, but also please subscribe if you can and drop a comment. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. The fixtures are here. This is from Fantasy Football Scout app. I just went to the first 5 game weeks and I filtered by attacking difficulty. So which teams have the best attacking fixtures? You can go overall difficulty or defending difficulty, but I feel like the vast majority of the players we pick are for goals and assists. So let's filter by attacking ease, and Villa, Chelsea, Wolves, Forest, the best fixtures for their attackers. Right at the top of the ticker there, and in the draft I'm about to show you, you're going to see Villa and Chelsea attackers, same as Forest. Right at the bottom are 2 teams we love for FPL. We always have Arsenal players. We always have Newcastle players. I'm not so sure if we're going to have them at the start of the season. And a lot of this will come down to, are you booking in an early wild card? Or I don't think I'm going to be booking in an early wild card at all. If I was, I might go, yeah, I can definitely go without Arsenal, definitely go without Newcastle because I'm going to wild card in game week 4, 5, and then I'm going to bring them in. I don't want to bookmark that. So with that in mind, I'm still considering players from Arsenal, despite a very, very, very tricky start to the season. Now, Man United is a very tough away fixture for game week 1, even with United's recent form. Leeds at home in game week 2 is, of course, lovely. But then Liverpool, Anfield, that's the toughest trip you got all season in game week 3. Then Forest at home isn't easy. Same as Man City. And then you go to St. James's Park. Like St. James's Park and Anfield are 2 of the toughest away days, both in the first 6 fixtures there for Arsenal. But I still think there'll be one Arsenal player on my team. Am I looking at attackers like Saka? Probably not. Am I looking at double defence? Absolutely not. But I think depending on pricing, there's a very good chance we do go with one obvious Arsenal player. And I think it could be this guy, David Raya. More clean sheets than anyone other than Matt Sells, level pegging. They could both come into the game this year at 5.5 million. If they do, with my goalkeepers, with no early wildcard in mind, a set and forget from day one, not mucking around with rotating keepers. If I can get the Arsenal keeper for 5.5 million, and if the Arsenal defenders are 6 million, and many of them will be, Raya might just be the obvious one to go with. A set and forget, no dilemma each week, no rotating, unless there's 2 brilliant 4.5 options that rotate so well. I think Raya is a very good chance I go there despite the tough fixtures. And look, yes, it's tough fixtures, but can Arsenal keep 3 clean sheets in the first 6? They absolutely can. They're the best defence in the league. The underlying data shows us that. So let's continue with that draft, shall we? I'm excited to show you guys. It's good to be back, by the way. Thank you guys for coming back for the early vids. Like, I wasn't planning on making so many videos so early, but you guys have said some lovely stuff since I started making videos. And I'm like, yeah, there's loads waiting for it. There's loads ready for it. So I'm going early. And I think predicting the template is always fun. So goalkeepers, I've just put like Flecken's left Brentford. They'll sign a new keeper, but regardless, there'll be a 4.0 option there on the bench for Raya, very likely. Defense. Let's go through it, shall we? I want to show you Man City average position map because I think the Man City fullbacks are of huge interest. Now, Mateus Nunes, if he gets reclassified to a defender and he's cheap, very good chance he's part of that template or thinking. He'll be first choice right back, I think. First choice left back will be Aït-Nouri, I think. It's risky with rotation. These guys could get 60-70% of minutes. And if they do, you don't want an Aït-Nouri or a Nunes. If they're getting 80% plus, 80% of minutes, playing 4 in every 5, someone like an Aït-Nouri is going to be brilliant. Look at this average position map against Juventus. It was meant to be a back 4. It's not. It's a back 2 and a midfield 5. The width is coming from Aït-Nouri and Nunes. Aït-Nouri, I don't think he's signed to be on the bench. I think he's probably been given some assurances that he is going to be first choice. And sure, Gvardiol can play there. I think Gvardiol, I think he would say his best position is left centre-back. I think Pep would say his best position is left centre-back. He is, and always has been, a centre-back who's moved out left when needed and done a brilliant job, by the way. But Aït-Nouri is what I think Pep wants. So Aït-Nouri, I think, could form part of this template if his price is right. And again, I think he'll be cheaper than Gvardiol. I think he'll be cheaper than Saliba and Gabriel. And I think we'll get Aït-Nouri for like 5.5 million. Similar price point, Marc Cucurella. Now, we saw the Chelsea fixtures right at the top of the ticker, Chelsea. I think Cucurella, for his goal threat we saw last season, for the fact we know he inverts, this was the average position map in the opening game of the Club World Cup. He's left back, but he's inverted, and he gets into nice number 8 positions at times with late runs into the box. And we saw, was it 5-ish goals from Cucurella last season? A good tally. Maresca's defenders aren't bad to consider if the price is right again. So, in this template looking team, I've got Aït-Nouri at 6. This is from FPL Teams pricing, by the way. Very easily could see Aït-Nouri at 5.5. Cucurella, 5.5, I think is about right. And then we've gone Frimpong in there as well. I think there's going to be a lot of love for Frimpong or Kirkez. Personally, and this isn't my team, remember, this is what I think the template could be. I don't think Frimpong will be for me. I think because Bradley exists, I think there's the fear of rotation there. Depends what happens with Andy Robertson. If he stays, then sure, Robertson and Kirkez could see some rotation. But if Robertson does leave, then Kirkez has just got a clear run at left back. That'll be an interesting one to monitor what happens in the transfer window. But Liverpool fullbacks will be dangerous. And the fixtures we've seen for Liverpool, the fixtures are good, right? Remember that. They're like they were middling in the ticker, but they were good enough to consider. So when we look at Liverpool's fixtures, I think there'll be a double or triple up on early doors. Bournemouth at home, knowing they're selling so many of their defenders, like Huijsen's left, Zabani could leave, Kirkez is left. Bournemouth could be one that you look early and go, they're going to struggle for clean sheets. So good fixture at Anfield on the opening day for Liverpool. Newcastle away is tough, and so is Arsenal at home. But Liverpool in these big games have been stepping up. Since Arne Slot's been there, Liverpool still score goals and keep clean sheets against good teams. And then Burnley and Everton in 4 and 5 is a lovely double up, isn't it? So I think lots will consider a double or even triple Liverpool approach, which maybe is a little bit bold. Maybe just a Mo Salah, for example, is enough. But that's where I think I'm at with these defenders. I think Cucurella, Aït-Nouri, Frimpong, they'll be popular. But look, Milenkovic as well. If you get a Forest starting defender at 5 million, it might not be Milenkovic, it might be Aina, it might be Murillo. Whoever you think you're getting at 5 million, the Forest fixtures are really good. And we know from last year, Forest defensive data, it went downhill at the end of last season, but season long, it was still very, very strong. And then I think there'll be a 4 million option on the bench. We always have a 4 million option. Who knows who that will be? It will be the one that we think, oh, he's 4 million and he's actually going to be a starter. We don't know who that will be yet until we see pre-season minutes. And of course, the pricing. You can bet your bottom dollar there'll be a lot of 4 million defenders from the newly promoted teams. And we just need one of those guys to be a starter. Every season, there's a couple. That's where we're at with defence. There is no Arsenal defender here. We do have Raya, though. So we're still covering the best defence in the league, despite them not having great defensive data, great defensive fixtures at early doors. The data, of course, is there. We're going to do midfielders and forwards next up. I've pictured Cole Palmer here because I feel really bad because I think with these fixtures, it's so obvious that Cole Palmer should be in the template. And I think he'll probably be in my Game Week 1 team, although maybe it's too early to say. Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, Man United and Brighton in the first 5-6 game weeks. It's a good lineup. Like Palace and Fulham, the 2 homes, and Brighton. So the 3 homes there. Because you go, the home fixtures are the ones you look at and go, oh, is that where I could get a 3 or 4 nil win? Right? They're not the best home fixtures. They're good, but they're still playing good teams. Like London Derby to Palace, London Derby to Fulham, good team in Brighton. So it's not like you see these games and you go, they're 3-4-0 wins. But Cole Palmer, depending on how the rest of his pre-season continues, could be part of that template. I think he'll be seen as too expensive. Now, personally, I think Cole Palmer will come in at 9.5 million. There's a lot that think 10. There's a lot that think 10.5. If he's 10 or 10.5, I don't think he'll be part of the template. If he's 9.5, maybe he is. But I do think there's another Chelsea attacker here, right? And we'll speak about him later when we talk about forwards. But because I think so many will go to a different Chelsea attacker, they won't feel the need to go Palmer as well. And again, that second Chelsea attacker we're going to discuss later is crucial to the question of, is Palmer in the template? The only reason I don't think he'll be in there is because of another Chelsea attacker. Let's see those midfielders then, because you can't have Palmer and Florian Wirtz if you're going Mo Salah. You can't have all three of them. So I've gone Wirtz. I've gone Wirtz and Salah. Now, we spoke about those Liverpool fixtures a minute ago. Yes, there's some tough ones in there, but it's Burnley and Everton in 4 and 5. And I think we're going to want to get to Burnley and Everton and not be making transfers to double up on Liverpool attack. I think we play someone like Wirtz and just hope that against teams like Newcastle, we can still deliver. And Man United on the opening day, like, you can still expect goals in that one, right? So Wirtz has been an output machine. He's absolutely an elite world-class talent. He'll play number 10 for Liverpool, we think, and you're going to get goals and assists, surely, because he's always done that. Yes, he's only been at Leverkusen, but when he plays for Germany, when he plays in the Champions League for Leverkusen, he still steps up with goals and assists. The output will be there. And Mo Salah, FPL team having at 14 million, and I've kept with this, and the team I've put together is 100 million. I do not think Salah comes in at 14. I think he comes in substantially higher. I think he could come in at 15 million. They did it with Haaland last year. Why not do it with Salah after his record-breaking season? So that'll be an interesting one to monitor. And if Salah is 15 and Wirtz is 9.5, it might be you can only have one. And is Salah worth 5.5 million more? Yes, he'll get more points, we think. But is he worth 5.5 million more? Depends how many more points you think he'll get. Marmoush, I think, will be reclassified. If he is, he'll be a great option. Pep has shown us with Marmoush, even when Haaland was fit, Marmoush gets in the 11. He is first choice in that Man City team, whether he's playing as a 10 or wide, or as the 9 instead of Haaland when Haaland's injured. I think Marmoush is going to get, again, we talk about 80% of starts as like a first choice, a nailed player. I think he starts 4 and 5 easy. He has done since he's arrived. And then Rodgers, if you get Rodgers at 6.5 million, we're going to want a Villa attacker. Aston Villa, we didn't really speak about much in detail, but when I filter on Fantasy Football Scout for the opening 5 weeks, the fixtures for attacking data, attacking chances, Aston Villa right at the top there. Newcastle on the opening day isn't easy. Brentford, new manager Brentford, will have lost some of their best players. Crystal Palace, Everton and Sunderland. Ollie Watkins will get a ton of interest. I'm just curious to see what happens with Rashford and if Villa do buy another attacker. Don't know how much Emery really wants Watkins, right? Like, there might even be some rumours towards the end of the window with linking him with moves away. I do worry a little bit about Ollie Watkins, knowing that Emery left him out of some big games. Like that PSG game, I think he played Rashford number 9, didn't he? And obviously Watkins wasn't happy with that. Rodgers, we know, Emery loves him. He's Emery's boy. He'll play every minute. Last year, we got him at a proper cheap price. He's going to go up. If he's only going to be 6.5, though, we're proper interested. If he's 7.5, 7, maybe less so. But I think Rodgers will be part of that template again if the price is right. Again, someone will probably be in my team. So they're the midfielders without Saka, without Cole Palmer. 2 template names from this time last year, or even Phil Foden, because he had such a good year the year before. I think it will look something like this, of course. Could be completely wrong, and pre-season will tell us a lot. We need to talk forwards. Guys, if you've got a question, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see your templates as well. So get your comments in. And thank you for hitting the like button. And awesome to have so much appreciation this pre-season. If you want more pre-season content, by hitting that subscribe button, it's really going to help you out because the YouTube algorithm will show you videos of stuff you want to watch based on your subscribers. So hit the subscribe button if you're not already. And thank you to all those that are already subscribed that are going, why is he mentioning that? I've been subscribed for years. I appreciate you guys as always. And to all my members as well, I appreciate you more than you know. If you want to check out membership, we've got a WhatsApp group for the Ultras, or for the squad, we've got extra videos for both tiers as well. You can click the word join below this video, link also in the description. That's that sorted. Erling Haaland, you've probably figured it out, right? A draft with Wirtz and Salah and some expensive defenders there. It's a pretty premium backline. Ain't going to be able to afford Haaland. And this season, we are going to be discussing all pre-season Haaland versus Salah. We did it last year. And last year, many were able to go. Some went both. And those that went both had worldy seasons pretty much. If you went both early on, you had a huge head start. And all of those that finished with great ranks, many of them went Haaland and Salah. And Haaland went big early. A 7, a 17, another 17, a 13 and a 9. If he does this again and we don't own him, we're going to be sick. But when we look at those Man City fixtures, do we feel like we need Erling Haaland if we've got a Marmoush in place? I don't know is the honest answer. And I don't know what Haaland's price point will be. And that will be the biggest question probably going into the launch. What's Salah going to cost? What's Haaland going to cost? Now, Haaland's fixtures, Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton, United, Arsenal, is fine. It's middling. There's every chance I can have Haaland in my team. I don't think, because of what we saw last season, I don't think he'll be part of the template. So he's not going to be in this draft. I expect him to come in at about 13.5, which is what he was priced the year before last. He ain't going to be anywhere near the 15 million he was last year. If he comes in at like 13 and Salah's 15, maybe there's a discussion there. If they're within a 1.5 of each other, which I think they will be, Salah all day long, isn't it? If you're only going to go one. Is there a way of getting both in and then going budget backline and no Wirtz, Palmer or Saka? Well, we need to see a lot of good 7 and 8 million midfielders to do that. Again, pricing will be a key part of this discussion, but I think we're getting quite close with our predicted pricing. Therefore, I think we can say Haaland probably won't be part of the template. I have gone for Delap, I have gone for Solanke, and I have gone for Wood. And many of you will be going, what the hell, Janny? Why are you going Dom Solanke? We're going to talk Solanke first, then we're going to talk Wood, then we're going to talk Palmer. Stay tuned for that. Well, look, I think Dom Solanke, as Thomas Frank is there, is now a genuine candidate for an FPL option if he's priced 7 or 7.5. I always refer to them as big chance Brentford, right? Thomas Frank teams create big chances, better than anyone in the league. In terms of ratio of chances to big chances, Thomas Frank teams win out all day long. He ain't interested in them shooting from the edge of the box. In fact, if a Brentford player shoots from the edge of the box, they get an absolute rollicking at half time, right? You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do it. It's all about creating enough chances to score goals and enough big chances to score goals. And I think Solanke could be the biggest beneficiary of that, because he's going to be the number 9. And yes, they go and sign Rissa. Maybe this conversation changes. But if we think Solanke's the starting 9 going into game week 1, knowing the fixtures are quite good, especially game week 1, it's Burnley at home, Solanke's going to get a lot of love. If it was Man City away game week 1 and Burnley at home game week 2, I don't think we'd be having this discussion. But because of game week 1 and people think like that, and now look at the game week 1 fixtures straight away when they're picking their team for the season, I know, there's going to be a lot on Solanke, I think, or another Spurs attacker. Burnley at home, City away is tough. Then Bournemouth at home is quite good, knowing their defensive issues. And then it's West Ham and Brighton. It's a good run of 5 games. I'm genuinely interested in Dom Solanke too. And I call him Dom Decoy Solanke because I don't think he's been good enough at Spurs. But he will get big chances. And with that, he will score goals under Thomas Frank. I've got no doubt about it. Who's a better player, Rissa or Solanke? Well, Rissa scores bundles of goals. I'd say there's probably little to split them. Chris Wood, the fixtures are there for Forest. I think as soon as European football starts, I ain't interested in having a Chris Wood. And I don't think Chris Wood will be in my team, but I think many will go on the points from last season and they'll see Chris Wood totals and they'll go, we got 200 points, right? I think only 2 forwards in the game scored more points than Wood last season. Wood's going to get love because the fixtures are good, unless he's 8 million plus. If he's 7.5 or 7, he will get the love. So Wood is someone that I think could be part of that template. And then Liam Delap, we've spoken about Cole Palmer. I've said, guys, I don't think Cole Palmer will be in the template because we're all going to want Salah and many are going to want Wirtz. But when we look at these fixtures, Liam Delap is obvious, isn't he? If he's 6.5, 7 million, because we know Nicholas Jackson is suspended. Nicholas Jackson cannot play that Crystal Palace fixture. We also know in the Club World Cup, Nicholas Jackson, again, suspended for 2 matches, straight red card. In the last 5, he's had more red cards than goals. Nicholas Jackson, I'm not sure starts if Delap plays well in game week 1, or if Chelsea play well in game week 1 with Delap in the team. I think that team probably stays. And I think you're going to see, yes, not 90 minutes from Delap, but if he's 6.5 million playing in a team winning games and scoring goals, he doesn't have to play 90. We do want 90-minute men in our team. But sometimes you go, the reward is big enough for a 75-minute man if he's in the right team, if he's at the right price point, and that could be Liam Delap. He also could cover some of those points that Palmer clocks if you don't have Palmer, and he still gives you a route to the Chelsea attack. By the way, his goal in the Club World Cup, I think it was in the second game, or maybe the third game. He took it so well. It was such a composed finish as well. it was better than anything Jackson's done in a Chelsea shirt, that goal. Honestly, I reckon that goal Delap scored in the Club World Cup was better than any goal Jackson has scored. And then again, on his debut, came on, got an assist within minutes. I think Liam Delap is a class act. And I think I want him in my team. I really do. And I think he'll be in many teams if he continues to look good in pre-season. But knowing Jackson's suspended in game week 1, if the price is right, Delap's going to get the love. Guys, on your way out, hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you really soon for another video.